What you know, Alibiers. Welcome to another episode of Pretty Lies and Alibis. I'm Gigi. It's Wednesday, March 12th. Hope you guys are having a good day so far. I've been waiting a couple of days to do an episode on 20-year-old University of Pittsburg pre-med student Sudiksha Konanki. She vanished on March 6th while on a spring break trip with friends in the Dominican Republic. She was staying at the Riu Republic Resort in Punta Cana. This is an adults-only, all-inclusive resort. She was last seen on the beach in the early morning hours of March 6th, wearing a brown bikini, large round earrings, an anklet on her right leg, and yellow and metal bracelets on her right hand. The Mexico Attorney General's Office, the FBI, the International Liaison of the Indian Embassy, as well as local authorities in Virginia are all involved in this investigation. Just yesterday, they deployed more than 300 specialized officers, tactical units, and aquatic search teams to the area, and they've expanded the search area along the coast. They've been searching by air, on land, as well as at sea. Investigators are looking into the possibility that she could have drowned. The search of the ocean yesterday was expanded after current studies suggested they needed to expand their search radius. The ocean current and tides have been really strong, which has obviously complicated their search. I was looking on EarthCam today, very, very windy there in Punta Cana. Local authorities theorized that the current could have swept her away. And just in January alone, 4 other tourists drowned on the same beach. I did a little searching on social media and found a lot of comments about people who stayed at the same resort talking about how the waves and the current were very strong, even for experienced swimmers. A lot of people also commented on how rocky the area is. People who were there around the time that she arrived said there were red flag warnings the entire time they were there. Also, about how much more rough the water is at night and how hard it is to stand even in waist-deep water at times. Just a couple of days ago on March 10th, local authorities announced they believe it's likely that she drowned. However, authorities in her home state of Virginia have named a person of interest, and that is 24-year-old Joshua Ribe. He is an American citizen from Iowa, and he may be the last person to have seen her alive. Now, as far as I can tell, this is only coming from local authorities in Virginia and not authorities in the Dominican Republic. He has been interviewed at length, according to Thomas Julia, who is a spokesperson for the Loudoun County Sheriff's Office, and said Joshua faces no accusations of wrongdoing. They still consider this a missing person case and not a criminal case. Joshua is said to have been cooperating with investigators. In fact, I saw a photo of him on the beach with authorities pointing out to the water. We know Joshua was staying at the same resort, and as of now, he has not been charged in her disappearance. I want to make that super, super clear. I know there's a lot of speculation online comparing this to the Natalie Holloway disappearance, but as of now, all authorities across the board say he is not a suspect. Person of interest, very different. Joshua is under police surveillance at a hotel there in the Dominican Republic, but he is not detained. It's not clear if the two knew each other prior to the trip. The Daily Mail reported that sources have told them that authorities do have Joshua's passport, but their understanding is that he could ask for that back at any time and leave as of right now. Let's go over a timeline of what we know so far. On Monday, March 3rd, Konanki arrives along with 5 friends. Jumping ahead to Thursday, March 6th, around 3 a.m., she was seen on surveillance at a dance club in the resort. At 4:15 a.m., she is seen on surveillance walking to the beach with 7 others, including Joshua. At 4:50 a.m., she is last seen on the beach by her friends. At 4:55 a.m., her friends left her and Joshua, and they were said to be in the water as the friends returned to the resort. Fast forward about 4 hours to 8:55 a.m., Joshua is seen coming off the beach barefoot and shirtless. Her friends went on an excursion that morning, and after returning and realizing they had not seen Konanki since the early morning hours, they went out and searched for her. After not finding her, they officially reported her missing to hotel staff around 4 p.m. It's been all over the news today that Joshua has given different versions of events to authorities. The first version is he told authorities a wave hit them while they were in the water, which caused him to swallow a bunch of seawater and he vomited. He got out of the water, and the last time he saw her, she was in knee-deep water. He then fell asleep on a lounge chair. And reportedly, in another version of events, he told investigators that he fell asleep on the beach, and the last thing he remembered was seeing her walking on the beach, but not in the water. When he woke up, she was gone. The other version is that he felt sick and left her alone as she stood in knee-deep water. A bathing suit cover belonging to her was found on a lounge chair, but there were no signs of any violence, such as blood or the clothing being ripped. It's being reported that one of the reasons they decided to go down on the beach is that the resort they were staying at lost power. Now, I did find some reviews on TripAdvisor from a couple of people who have been there recently. One was a mother whose daughter just came back. She said when her daughter was there, they, for the most part, had no power or running water for most of their trip. Another said the same about power failure and also said they were having to use pool water to flush their toilets. This person also said due to the power outages, the resort was down to using one restaurant to feed well over 1,000 people. The resort's also been slammed in the last few days for offering a flash sale of a double room for $88, in spite of the fact that there is a search going on for someone who is staying at their resort. Now, in a press release, local authorities said, as part of this process, the National Police are re-interviewing targeted individuals who were in the victim's proximity at the time of her disappearance. This includes hotel employees where she and her companions were staying, with the goal of gathering information to verify her movements, interactions, and any relevant details for the investigation. Her father told CNN, "My daughter is a very nice girl. She's ambitious. She wanted to pursue a career in medicine, but he is not convinced that his daughter drowned like local authorities are saying. He wants authorities to also investigate other possibilities, including whether this is a case of kidnapping or human trafficking." He told CNN, "We don't think she would be able to survive for more than 3 days in the water, and I think something else might have happened to her." He and his wife, along with some friends, flew down to the Dominican Republic and officially filed a complaint on Sunday asking authorities to widen the investigation. Private investigator TJ Ward, who helped investigate the Natalie Holloway disappearance, says his opinion is if she drowned, her body would have likely washed up by now based on how the tide comes into the island. A local civil defense spokesperson disputed that, saying it can take anywhere up to a week for a body to resurface in warmer waters. As far as travel to the Dominican Republic, there is a level 2 out of 4 travel advisory. Americans who are visiting are urged to not show signs of wealth and also use increased caution. The concerns are armed robbery, homicide, as well as sexual assault. But the president of the Dominican Republic disagreed, saying, "The country receives more than 11 million visitors a year. We have practically no situation, no special circumstances. This is a shame. We are not one of the safest countries in Latin America, but the safest in the world in every sense. We are, I repeat, investigating to provide an explanation of exactly what happened. Alert of what? If the situation is not known and what is being investigated is an accident, basically, we are looking for it. Any information will finally be provided by the authorities." Local authorities in her hometown of Loudoun County, Virginia, have said there have been considerable public speculation about what may have happened and who may be involved. We caution anyone from drawing any unsubstantiated conclusions, and we are committed to ensuring that a thorough investigation is conducted before any conclusions are reached. On a side note, one thing I noticed on social media that's just really weird for me, but also understandable in a sense, is it's really strange to see people going on about their vacations with a drink in their hand, all suntan lotioned up, as officers in camouflage and full on military gear line the beaches. You have divers coming out of the water. And a 20-year-old student on spring break from Ohio State told the Daily Mail there are helicopters and soldiers walking around. But it's just become a subplot for most of the people here. We are not going to let it spoil our trip. And I get that. You have waited all year to go on your trip. But for me, I would have a really hard time letting my mind go and be able to fully relax knowing somebody went missing right there on that beach and very well could be in those waters or worse. We don't know yet. I just want to reiterate the person of interest, Joshua Ribe, said to be cooperating, not a suspect. And there are photos of him out on the beach with law enforcement directing them to a certain spot in the water. Unfortunately, it looks like something really bad has happened with her, whether it be that she drowned or something more nefarious happened. And I guess it is quite possible if Joshua passed out and she was on that beach alone, could somebody who is not at all on police radar could have come in contact with her and done something? 100% possible at this point. I will keep an eye on everything for you guys. If there are any developments that are short, I likely will do a YouTube short on there. So don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and click that bell icon if you want notifications of when I post new content. That is it for today. I hope you guys have a good rest of your evening. We will see you soon.